Hello and welcome. It's so good to have you here on Third Eye Africa Television. You are watching Watch Your Back. Here on Watch Your Back, we look at personal safety, awareness, and vigilance. Today, we'll be looking at a very important topic. We'll be looking at how to be safe on our highways. And to deliberate that with me here is Assistant Corps Marshal Olusegun Ogungbemide. He is the Corps Public Education Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps. You are welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you.
And my name is Ogumbesin Margaret. So we are in the festive season, and we know what happens when it comes to this season. What is the level of preparation of the FRSC?
Thank you, Margaret. When it comes to a season like this, it is already a tradition in Federal Road Safety Corps that we normally up our games as regards to how we started at the beginning of the year, because we believe that there's always an upsurge in in traffic vehicular movements when we are tending towards the end of the year, especially when we believe from the period of September to December, there are always movements all over the places. So it's not a new thing to us.
Okay.
So we are always fully prepared, fully ready, and it's what we have done over decades. Well, it even got to a point where we don't need to wait until September before we get things right. Right from the inception of the new year, it's been like that. So only that we only decide to add some more impetus to our operational activity so that we can be ahead of the upsurge that will be coming, that comes with the season.
All right. Any challenges so far when it comes as regarding the preparations?
Yeah, well, it's a natural thing. You want to bring in more logistics. You want deployment is involved. You look at the season, you look at the funding, you look at so many things are involved. Okay. So that you naturally will have really held you down as an establishment. But because it's more of a service to humanity, we are always set, even for the challenges. We are always ahead of it. And even in the midst of the challenges, we still have to deliver what is expected of us. So we've lived with it over the years, and it's part of us.
Okay. Let's look at a very disturbing issue. In the first 9 months of 2025, according to the records, Nigeria recorded 7,700 crashes so far in this year alone, and that 7,700 from that 7,700 crashes, we've recorded close to 4,000 deaths and tens of thousands of crashes. So, tens of thousands of injuries. So, what would you say is the reason why we are still Nigerians are still experiencing deaths in our highways?
If you look at where we're coming from, you know that we've improved a great deal. Why we are more disturbed is because we are talking of lives of human beings here, not animals.
Yes, human beings.
Because prior to the establishment of FRSC, annually we were recording close to 42,000 deaths. And today we talk of, as at that September you mentioned, 4,000. I wanted to say about when I realized that even one life is important,
yes.
I think we need to hold our mouth the way we actually mention this figure. Because when you talk of 4,000 deaths, the multiplier effect of that 4,000 is so huge.
And even the injuries are something
yes,
too. Yes,
they're even more. You translate it beyond that figure. There are faces, there are lives behind that figure. These people are breadwinners, they are children to somebody. So it's, the effect is always higher. And that's why it's always a very disturbing trend that anytime it comes like that, we feel disturbed, we feel worried. But it's all over the world. It's a global thing that crashes must occur. But the one we tend to stop is that even when there are crashes, let death be reduced. And that's what we have done over the years. Even what we had last year, is more than this. So it's an indication that there's an improvement, and we continually continue to improve so that we can get it right. So it's more of everybody's concern, it's everybody's responsibility. It's not just about FRSC alone trying to reduce the tide. It's not something we can do alone. Every stakeholders involved must have a hand in making sure, determining that we must reduce the road traffic crashes.
I could feel your pain when you talked about death of persons on our roads. But is there a means by which the FRC maybe reach out to victims of crashes on our major roads?
Yes, outside the 30 days follow-up period, when a crash occurs, that's attending to those that are in the hospital. You know, when a crash, when we rescue victims from crash scene, those that are hospitalized, we follow up to know how they are doing. We also relate with their family. You know, it's more of a traumatic experience. And we always give the helping hand on what is required. We even link them with some NGOs too, that always assist for those that find it difficult to fund the treatment. And outside that, there's a global Remembrance Day for road traffic crashes, where that's I think second or third week of every November, all over the world, where we remember those that are being killed or that are being injured in road traffic crashes. And the essence of this is for us to know that this thing occur and is a global thing, and we have to come together to make sure that we nip it in the bud. And that's what actually gave back to Decade of Action, which came to be in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. That prior to that time, we've been paying lip service to road traffic crashes. And the world came together in 2009 that we must stop this issue of lip service. We must put action to our words. And that's what gave birth to Decade of Action. And since then, virtually everybody have put hands on deck, because the mandate given is that between that 2010 and 2020, we must be able to reduce road traffic crashes by 50%. It became very ambitious. We couldn't. And it extended the following decade, which is now between 2020 to 2030. And that's the one we are running now. And all the indices that are required to bring this to pass is being placed down by the WHO and United Nations. And that's what we are running with.
I must commend the FRSC for doing that. But I want to ask, when it comes to these crashes, do you think it's more of responsibility when it comes to responsibility from the side of maybe the road users, or enforcement from the side of the FRSC?
Yeah, it's all encompassing. Well, we have three major factors that actually brings about road traffic crashes. We have the road, we have the vehicle, and we have the man, that's the human. And when you look at the three, you discover that we cannot have a perfect system. We cannot have an establishment or a country where 100% all the vehicles are good, no matter what you try to do.
So how is the FRSC working towards that?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get. We cannot also have a perfect road. And the only one that has control over the remaining two is the man. When the road is bad, how are you able to apply that road? When the road is good, are you disciplined enough to run it the way it should be run? And is it not also your responsibility as a man to put your vehicles in order? And this is where we always put the blame on the man. And I say man, the driver. Because the man is the driver that should wake up in the morning and say, let me check the vehicle, let me maintain my vehicle. Have you not seen a situation where during rainy season, a driver uses towel to clean his windscreen instead of wiper? I'm sure you have seen it. And I'm sure you have seen a situation where at night, late in the night, a vehicle moves on the road without headlamp. Is it not being driven by a man? Have you not seen where a driver decides to go on 140 kilometers per hour because the road is smooth? Even when you blame government that, oh, they are not doing the roads. And when the roads are being fixed, you are not disciplined enough to go in line with what road traffic crashes says. So apart from natural incidents that could be beyond human effort, the more than 80% of the factors we are having that brings about road traffic crashes are caused by man.
Yeah, more of
And that's why,
responsibility.
yes, that's why our emphasis is always on the man.
All right. Something happened recently. I don't know if you saw or you're aware about it, or you saw it on it's online all over social media. The issue of the FRSC saying they're going to prosecute this popular TikToker, that's Pella,
Yes.
for violating road traffic rules. So I want you to educate us more on that, because so many people they are victims of this. I want you to educate us more on that.
Oh, it's quite pathetic that we've changed the road to the platform of entertainment, and this is something that actually has to do with someone's life. That was not the first. We'll be having series of road traffic crashes involving entertainers or celebrities, and I think it got to a very terrible height when the person has to be doing live streaming in the course of driving. We call it distracted driving. Even threatening, he just even mentioned that he's just hoping that he's not going to harm somebody even before the crash. And when you have such evidence, heavy evidence made available to you, I think it's only an irresponsible establishment that will look away. So we have been working with the police. The Corps Marshal has directed that the incident should be investigated and necessary action taken. But as the last information we got, he's been picked by the police,
yes.
and FRSC is also working in conjunction with the police to make sure that the necessary action is taken. We can't continue to compromise the lives of our citizens. The other time, it was one other celebrity that got involved in road traffic crashes 3 times within a week. Broke somebody's leg at Shagamu. Then at Lekki, had another one, all within the space of 2 weeks. So you now ask, what is it part of the fun? At the detriment of the society, as a detriment of sanity? So part of the reason why we are established is to create sanity on our roads. I hold you a responsibility to make sure that you travel from one destination to the other without being harmed. So if I see someone that has turned himself to an irresponsible person to harm you, it's also my responsibility to call the person to order.
So what can we really learn from this? What can road users learn from this?
Yes, what we can learn from this is in line with what we were taught when we were in school, in training school, as driving school, that when you enter the road, you should assume that all other road users are mad. And you hold yourself that responsibility to be more careful. So not everybody you see behind the wheel that is normal. Not all of them that are wearing suits that are decent. And not all of them that are celebrities that you think you can just take for granted that they know what they are doing. So at least that's just an example. If there are need for suicide, I think there could be a better way of even attempting it without compromising the lives of other innocent citizens, responsible citizens, than getting involved in that. And you even know that even suicide is a crime in a space like Nigeria.
Yes.
So that's still part of what we are talking about. So I think the only message I have for Nigeria is that anytime you're on the road, hold your own lives in your hands. Because you don't know the next person beside you what is thinking in his mind. So you have to be more cautioned. The road is not where you claim rights. That, oh, I have the right of the road. You can imagine someone being ahead of that guy. What will have? Maybe instead of running into the pole, maybe he will have run into the vehicle, and that will have compromised the life of that innocent person.
Yeah, I will agree with you there, because I've seen several cases where you will see maybe a bikeman dragging the road with someone driving a car,
Yes.
and it's sometimes crazy.
It's always very devastating. Where you just see trailer will smash a bike man, all because he's claiming that it's my road and my head, he should know me, he should see me.
I'm more
But
faster.
when your life is lost, you are gone, you are gone. Even if it's going to be prosecuted, but you're already wasted.
Yes.
So you need to be cautioned, you need to be sensitive to what is happening around you, not just the drivers or riders, even pedestrians walking on the road. Don't take it for granted that you are not backing the traffic. An irresponsible bike can be coming opposite the traffic and pick you up. So you have to have that one at the back of your mind.
Let's talk about competency when it comes to driving. In 2024 now, the Federal Road Safety Corps issued over 1.18 million driver's license nationwide, and research has shown that Nigeria has roughly 10 to 15 million licensed drivers. This is a whole lot, if you would agree with me. So, looking at competency when it comes to driving, how do FRSC check for competency? Do drivers just come and they issue licenses? They issue license to them, or is there a way they check for competency?
These questions have always been coming, and I think I need to enlighten members of the public better. Issuance of driver's license is a tripartite thing. As we talk of motor vehicle administration under the state, we talk of the vehicle inspection services still under the state, and the Federal Safety Corps. And when you look at the process of acquiring this driver's license, you pay your money to the states. The proficiency test is done by Vehicle Inspection Services, that's the VIO, why FRSC always come at the last line of the process to do the capture. Ours is just to get the details, do the capture, and by virtue of the Establishment Act, to design and produce the driver's license. You are not our client as a driver. You are a client of the state. It's the state we are working for. When you look at the driver's license, the endorsement on that driver's license is that of the Chief Vehicle Inspection Officer of the state. An indication that is the one that confirmed that you have been tutored, you are fit to drive before you are submitted to FRSC for data and information. And the moment we capture you, your temporary driver's license comes, which after 60 days is getting faster now because of the new equipment we have. Your permanent driver's license will come. So we believe that, this is a matter of check and balances. If every line in the process has performed its own role, then we will not have any problem. So when it comes to the problem of efficiency, it cannot be thrown at the foot of FRSC. It's VIS that has the responsibility to test you and confirm that you are fit to drive before you are presented to FRSC for capturing. And ours is just to take your biometrics and get you the license.
So is there maybe a collaboration between FRSC and these other agencies when it comes to
Yes, that is the collaboration. The collaboration is until we have series of interface where we are trained together, where even today we have what we call DSSP, that's Driving School Standardization Scheme. It's still part of the collaboration that for us to get it right, let us not wait for the point of test. Let's start from the rudiments. Let's know these driving schools where these people are trained. So if you have a standard driving school who train them on how to drive, the issue of proficiency test become less. Because even before you get your certificate, you are also tested by CBT. And it's after the CBT that your certificate is released. And it's also automated. It's not a certificate you can print in the market and bring and submit. It is automated. You have 26 syllables where you are trained before that certificate is issued to you. All these are put in place to assist VIS that, even before these people get to us, they already well trained. And ours is to present them with little or few questions and practical to be sure that truly they know what they were taught before submission. So we've been working together. The tripartite have been working effectively well, but I can also deny that there could be windows. And these are the gaps we try to cover up regularly in the course of our interface.
This goes to show that when maybe picking a driving school, as
Yes.
a road user, you need to be very careful.
You need to.
You need to know the driving school
There
you're
are
attending.
recognized driving schools. If you go to our portal, you see all the recognized driving schools there. Go to our website, you see it there.
So is there a way they check for, or if I just come, okay, I've gone to a driving school and I want to be given license. I'm just giving license, and my the driving school I attended is not checked. Is there a room for that?
Yeah, no,
where the FRSC check for?
If you go to any driving school that is not recognized by the system, it won't even show. You won't be on. That means you are not recognized on the portal. So you can't use fake certificate to come and access the portal, because that means you don't have the code. So it's very difficult for you to break that link.
Let me take you to the issues that happened, or the crashes that happened in Cairo. It was something that it was really, really devastating when it comes to crashes in Nigeria, because I was, in the middle of it, or I was part of it. So looking at that event now, what would you say is the reason why there's always crash in that particular place?
Yes, if you look at that terrain, the topography of that road slopes downward. That's coming from AYA towards Cairo. You notice that there's always a slip. And it is an indication that if your truck, one, proficiency that we're talking still comes in, ability to be able to manage the vehicle you are using, having a better knowledge of that vehicle, and also the condition of that vehicle. Because I always ask myself this question. You mentioned Cairo. In the last, the last time you had that crash, or you witnessed that crash till now, how many trucks have passed that road? In thousands. So are they breaking down every day? Are there crashes every day? No. So how come they were able to manage through on their own? Because if actually the problem is the road per se, then that means every minute there will be crash recorded on that road. It is only when we have some measures of handlers that are failed in doing the right thing, or the condition of the vehicle, which is human error versus the condition of the vehicle. Some drivers pick articulated vehicles. Maybe you just graduated from articulated small cars to articulated vehicle. And when you are going down a slopey lane, you must know that there will be vehicles ahead, so you know when to start applying your brakes if your vehicle is in good order. Not the one that at the point when it tried to press the brake has already failed. What do we expect him to do?
Yeah, because most of the crashes comes from brake.
You understand?
Yes.
What do we expect him to do? So it's a factor of human error and the condition of the vehicle. Because me, I always stand by that word is, how come others have not been getting involved? Because if you stand by that Cairo road every day, you know that hundreds of trucks pass there every day. So if actually is the road, then definitely nobody will be able to pass that road again.
But is there a way the FRSC can regulate the movement of these trucks? Because you see them dragging roads with irregular, even in the mornings, you see them dragging roads. Is there a way the FRSC can regulate their
There's
movement?
no law under the federal law that says that determines the time a vehicle is to move in Nigeria. There's free movement. There's how do they put it now? There's a free movement. Let me put it that way.
When it's resulting to
but I know that some states put up edits where they say, from so period and so like they even have it in FCT. I think it's from 10 to maybe early hours of the day or what have you. But you also agree with me that we still have smaller cars that still move within that period. And I said that one should not even be a total solution. Because if you limit the movement of all trucks tonight, and they move in thousands, assuming you just wake up in the morning and there's no way to go again because all the crashes, all the trucks have gotten involved in crashes, what happens? So the road is meant to be used by all road users, irrespective of the condition of the categories of vehicles. That is where doing the right thing comes in. Because if you still say you want to regulate the time, that time you are regulating smaller vehicle, assuming you are a journalist now, and you have your mandate to be in the office at night, won't you drive at night? So where will you pass? Is it not still the few ones that we have directed, not which is few, the huge ones that we have directed should be moving only at night that you are going to encounter? Have you not seen crises where all trucks block the road and you as a smaller vehicles, you could not move? Because they all converge. And that's what we always witness. We keep them at bay during the day, the war pack. And what happens at night? All of them will enter the road. Will still there not be pressure on that road? And those that are coming from their work at night or going to work at night, would they not still encounter them? So I think our focus should be more on, let us make sure we do the right thing. We continue with our sensitization. We continue with getting it right, that people that are not fit to be on that road are not allowed to be on that road. We continue to put policies in place like we did when there were crashes involving road tankers. There were explosions all over the places. Government put a policy of safe to load in place. That was in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, or 2007. We first started with road safety, RTSS, Road Transport Safety Standardization Scheme, that all these transport agencies are not regulated. So they don't really have means of getting information across to them. Let us put up a policy where all of them, as long as you have up to 5 vehicles in your fleet, you must be registered. So when we want to contact you, we know who to contact. When your driver misbehaves on the road, we know who to talk to, which has assisted in reducing road traffic crashes to a large extent. When tankers started getting involved in crashes, we came up again. Our men cannot run after a tanker that is loaded on the highway. Is it reasonable that a tanker is loaded with 45,000 liters of fuel because he misbehaved? We now start pursuing and is running. It will be counterproductive. So we now say, let us set a policy of safe to load. All their various depots, we have close to 150 depots in Nigeria today. We have our operatives there. If your vehicle is not fit to move, you will not be loaded. If your vehicle is not fit, is not well maintained, you will not be loaded. If the driver is drunk, he will not be loaded. If the driver does not have driver's license, he will not be loaded. That singular policy have saved a lot of lives and crashes. It's only when a crash occurs and it involves fire, you hear incessant crashes involving tankers. But this is a country where we have more than 10,000 tankers that are moving on all Nigerian road network every day. So when one occurs, because fire is involved, it will look loud. But over the years, the policy have really helped in creating sanity on that road.
Yeah, I must commend the FRC when it comes to maintaining sanity on our roads, because there's these easy allegations that it's when crashes happen that we see the FRC on our roads, and if maybe the matter has died down, you'll not see them again. I don't know, is there a way we can continually see FRC maintaining sanity on Nigeria roads, especially that Carroll Bridge?
Even you that made mention of that statement, are you convinced in your mind that it's true? That you only see FRC when there are crashes? That you move from here now, where is your place? You move from here now to your house, you won't see FRC vehicles on the road doing patrol. All what we are doing is an intervention. There's no establishment today that can do route lining. Can FRC do route lining on 220,000 road kilometer network in Nigeria with less than 28,000 men? Even if we have 100,000, it's not reasonable, it's not right. So what we do is intervention and publicity sensitization, communication. And that's what we have been doing. So you can't tell me you are in Abuja since you woke up this morning now, or you were coming, you didn't see FRSC. It's either you are seeing them on bike, or you are seeing them in ambulance, or you are seeing them in patrol vehicles, or you even see them controlling traffic, or you see them doing rescue. That's why at times I will laugh, I'll go to some places, some people will say, yeah, which uniform is this after 35 years? And I will tell the person, it's either you are the one that is an illiterate, or you have vision problem. Because if today someone says does not recognize this uniform with all the activities our men do on a daily basis, then something is wrong.
Yeah, all right. We've been for the past few minutes we'll be talking about how to stay safe on Nigerian highways. We'll be going on a short break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
From interlocutory injunctions to prima facie or ex parte order, this is where we focus critically on numerous unresolved cases in the Nigerian and African judiciaries.
Dasuki's case revealed some sort of lacuna in terms of our criminal justice system. Okay. You will recall that Dasuki was granted bail, and just before he left the court premises, he was rearrested.
One of the laws guiding extradition is that if it is seen or alleged that the essence of repatriation or extradition is for persecution, it will shield those people. There is a circumstance that makes this woman not to be extraditable by Nigeria on the point of intention to persecute rather than prosecuting.
My name is Charles Agedu. Join me on Code Files for overview of cases, their respective prosecuting agencies, institutions, accused persons, the state or level of trial, as well as how, why, and when such cases were last heard. We also take a look at issues around delay in dispensation of justice. Code Files, a chronology of unresolved crime cases, only on Third Eye Africa TV.
Yeah, welcome back from that break. If you're just joining us, this is still Watch Your Back on Third Eye Africa Television. I still have Assistant Corps Marshal Olusegun Ogungbemide. He is the Corps Public Education Officer for the Federal Road Safety Corps, and we'll be talking about how we can stay safe on our Nigerian highways. It's so good to have you in our studio, sir.
It's a pleasure.
You've been so helpful when it comes to addressing the crashes in Nigeria and on our highways. And I want to ask, when it comes to is it sensitization, and what methods has the FRSC been using so far when it comes to sensitization, and has it been effective?
All methods.
All methods.
Yes.
Methods.
In fact, every day we always come up with innovations.
Because you agree with me that as road users, what we would need is sensitization. People need to be enlightened. People need to be educated. So has the methods been effective, and what methods has the FRSC been using? Okay,
if I have to enumerate all what we have been doing in the last 32 years, public enlightenment or public education as from FRSC is not by mistake. Is an act of the establishment that we must give public education to members of the public. So right from inception, in fact, we started FRSC with that. And if an FRSC office is to be established now in any state or in any locality, the first thing we do for the first 6 months before enforcement is public education. And we use all the media, all the mediums that you can know is available to you to reach out. We do motor park rallies. That's going to motor parks to talk to the drivers. We speak through the media, electronics, print, what's it called? TV. You understand? That's TV and radio now under electronics. We also have our websites where you can get information that want to pass across. We have our social media handles that we also use as a platform to reach out to members of the public. And outside that, we have let me say, the highest volunteers in Africa. That's the one we call special marshals, that are in partnership with us in disseminating information to all the localities. That one is also there. And we now say, okay, maybe the adults age are already dry bone. Let us start building the new generation from schools. We have the Road Safety Club, where we go to schools, primary, secondary school, and NYSC, to catch them young.
Does it include rural areas?
Definitely, I'm talking of every part of the country.
Yeah, because this is where we need the training.
Every part of the country. There's no secondary school you go today that you not have a road safety club. To no primary school you go, as far as the grassroots is concerned, that you have them there. So when it comes to issue of advocacy, where it's top notch from us. And recently, when the Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed took over the mantle of leadership of FRSA, he said we should upgrade it. And we now have an FRSA app where it's more of a one-stop shop. Every activities of FRSA can be placed in your palm. If you are using Android phone now, you can Google it. You can play Google Play Store. You can download it and get the FRS mobile app. It contains activities about driver's license, number plate, black spots when you are traveling. When you are traveling and you engage it, you can tell the driver the kilometer coverage that is making. If you see our men misbehaving on the road, or you want to have on the line a high witness account, you can also use it. Maybe you come across crashes. As you are snapping it, you are sending it to our situation room in headquarters, where we get it real time. So it's huge. And these are the things we do in reaching out to members of the public. And our National Traffic Radio 107.0.1 is running 24 hours. Although the bandwidth is FCT, but with the app, as long as you have network, you can access it. So these are all the things we have been doing, all in the name of reaching out to members of the public. And why did we take public enlightenment as very important? I can spend 2 hours attending to one offender if it's recalcitrant. Even when people are guilty, they still want to prove points. Someone that you see making calls while driving will still tell you didn't see well. So they can delay you for hours. The 2 hours I spend talking to one person when millions of Nigerians are on the road, if I spend it on any of the social media, or I spend it on any of the media houses speaking to Nigerians, you can know that the broadcast is as wide as you can think of. That's why we believe that we continue to engage members of the public on the use of the road and use of it responsibly.
When it comes to, is it the motorists now or drivers in the motor parks, how has the FRC been able to reach them?
Yes, I told you. We are very dynamic in the way we do our things. We have our research department that goes about the things we put out there. Is it effective? Is it failing? Is there room for reactivation or reassessment? Motor park used to be very effective at the early stage. But along the line, we realized that when we go to parks to talk, the target audience are not there. Maybe we get there as early as 8, but as early as 5, they started moving. And the people you meet on ground when you had reason to talk are touts, those that are calling passengers and executives. So the person you wanted has already gone. So we now review it. What do? We introduce pre-trip assessments, and we also introduce what we call Operation Morning Cry. Okay. Our patrol team will always come out at 6. So instead of going to the road for enforcement, first of all, go to the motor park to talk to the drivers before you proceed on the road. So we double head the sword. So they talk to the person before they take off. Then they have spoken to somebody. And I also mentioned it. We have on-transit advocacy. where even our men will enter vehicles like passengers, like a preacher inside the vehicle and speak to members of the commuters and the driver. And we realized something that paid out for us last year. We were able to reduce road traffic crashes by 10% last year. And when we were trying to weigh what did you do differently that made this crash to drop, we noticed that our theme for that year, that commuters should take the responsibility to protect their lives. Because if the crash occur, drivers are always safe, are the one that will die. So while you are there in that vehicle and you keep quiet, allow that man to drive you to your death, it's you that will lose. So while the vehicle is moving, be the ambassadors of FRSC. Without distracting the drivers, talk to him. Because it's so unfortunate that when we take off from the motor park, under 5 minutes, with little breeze, we are all asleep. Nobody talks to the driver. The unfortunate thing is, at times the driver is more tired than you, and you wouldn't know. I've entered the vehicle, getting to Abaji. The driver was tilting towards a gully. I was the only one awake. Because when I'm with a driver, I look at the inner mirror to look at the face. Most of the drivers struggle with sleep. So if they don't have people to engage them, I just call, I say, driver, we're done. He said, yes. I said, you are tired, just park. And came down and started checking the tire just to kill sleep. But all my colleagues in the vehicle were fast asleep. Many people die or get involved in crashes. They don't feel the pains of crash because they were sleeping. They will just open their eyes and see themselves at the other side. I don't know. I don't know how it runs.
Let me take you from that place. I was going to ask, when it comes to passengers using the roads, what safety tips can you give them to ensure they are safe? Yes.
As a passenger in a vehicle, we say speak out when the driver is misbehaving. You have this app I just told you. You have our toll-free line of 122. You have our social media handles. You have our men on the road. You can pretend you want to ease yourself so that you can alert our men and tell them that the driver has been reckless. And you must be unified. All the passengers. You'll be so surprised that even passengers fight in the vehicle, all in the name of trying to control the driver. Some will say he's wasting time. Some will say, no, the speed is much. And if you are not coordinated, you can't help the driver. So you can still pass the message to the driver as a commuter and tell him you are going to your destination, not to your death. Please reduce your speed. And all of you must be together. And that's one. And the second one is that if you know you want to make a trip, even to the drivers now, plan your trip. Not necessarily commercial, even private. The reason why we emphasize more on commercial is that most of the commercial passengers, they don't have relationship with the driver. It's purely on business side. So the driver is driven by money. The passengers, they are to get to their destination. So they don't have any link. But when you are in your own private car, carrying your family, the face of your wife, the face of your children will always serve as a check, because nobody wants to lose his family member. So that's why we say any policy we put in place, we say let's start with commercial, because we hold those people that responsibility of protecting them. So they need to work with us. They need to support us. We put policy, especially in the area of speed, because most of the fatal crashes that occur is a function of speed. Because if you get involved in a crash under 80 kilometers per hour, there's tendency that people will not die. But when you are going 140, 150, the impact is always devastating. So we introduce speed limit device for commercial drivers, and it's still a battle in the course of enforcement for them to reduce it. So these are the things we do to make sure that we try to create sanity on the highway.
You said as passengers, they should report the drivers.
Yes.
So in an instance where maybe there's no FRSC officer on the road, is there a number?
I said 122 is toll free. You are not paying anything. It's 24 hours. Our men are there working 24 hours. When there are crashes, it's still the same number you call. And you also have this FRC mobile app that I say you should reach out to. You can communicate us through it. And you can see our patrol teams all over. We have the highest spread when it comes to our patrol operatives all over the Federation.
Okay. And looking at the festive season, we know when it comes to in some days, few days now, we celebrate Christmas. And when it comes to this festive season, a lot of things happens. So why is it that when it comes to festive season, it's only different? That is the amount of crashes. Why is it always different?
And the reason why it's different is one is the upsurge in the vehicular movement. When there's upsurge in vehicular movement, it becomes all commerce affairs. Some people are coming to the country after a long while. There's always, some even brought cars into the country, they are nowhere trained. Some would say, oh, I want to ride a car before December. He didn't even take his time to go and learn properly. And some, especially commercial, they want to make turnover. Maybe a trip he makes once in a day because he's looking for more money and because there are passengers, they increase it to 3. And he's always on speed to meet up. And some are just that, they just feel all what they have been looking for since January, they've not gotten it and they have to rush now to meet up in December. And at the end of the day, what does it profit a man? After you have gained everything and you lose your life on the highway. So these are the things that make that period to be very sensitive. High rate of vehicular movement, high rate of distortion. When there's rush on the highway, it creates for chaotic situation. And in the midst of that chaotic situation, crashes do occur. That's why we used to up our game to meet up.
How was the FRS be able to manage this?
Yes.
Maybe they control drivers from not going maybe more than one trip or...
No, we don't have the control. We can only talk to them. That's why we talk to their management. Like this year alone, we've done press conference all over the Federation in all our states. We've done roadshow. That's to entertain, that's combining information with entertainment to motor parks and all over. We've done town hall, bringing virtually all road users and stakeholders together to speak to them. We've done much this year, and we are now supporting it with enforcement. And within this period now, all our rescue machinery have been activated in cases. It's under 15 minutes. We are expected to get to the scene so that we can save lives when crashes occur. And our tow trucks and ambulances are stationed at strategic places. The Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed has already activated all our roadside clinics that when accident occur, let there be where they can easily go for initial treatment before taken to other hospitals. So all these things are put in place. I'm proud to this time we have been able to train our men more on how to dispense their responsibility, because you can't give what you don't have. So these are the things he has done since he came on board.
So I want you to, because we are in the festive season now, I want you to give us safety tips when it comes to us passengers now, safety tips for this December period, safety tips that they can use to be safe on our roads. I'm not talking about commercial and personal drivers.
Okay, let me just put all, because as long as you're a road user, you are exposed, you are vulnerable. Let me say that all the drivers should appreciate that the road can be faulty, the vehicle can be faulty, but you as the driver has the responsibility of managing the two. At times when the road is bad, it reduces road traffic crashes because you won't have reason to run. But at the same time, we can't say the road should be bad. So when government make effort to put the road in order, let us be disciplined enough to control our speed so that we don't run ourselves to death. We believe that it's only the living that can celebrate. Don't get carried away by the season so that you don't get missed in the season. And for the passengers, when you are being driven and the driver is misbehaving, speak out. It will save someone's life. I wish everybody best of luck.
Thank you very much, sir. It's so good to have you in our studios. We'll be talking to the Assistant Call Marshal Olusegun Ogungbemide, the Call Public Education Officer for the Federal Road Safety, and he has been giving us tips on how to be safe, because we need to be safe even as a passengers, as motorists, we need to be safe. Thank you so much, sir, for
It's a pleasure.
And
Thank you.
you've heard that as a passenger, make sure that when you are boarding a vehicle and the driver is speeding, you can, as a passenger, you have a right to tell that driver to reduce his speed limit. And that's all we can take on this episode of Watch Your Back. It's so good to have you join us on the program. My name is Margaret Ogumesi. Keep watching Third Africa TV.